The name of the fort which Roy Bates claimed as his own was Ruff's Tower, one of 7 forts built to defend the Thames estuary during the last war. 2 were demolished after the war, 4 remain derelict, and Ruff's Tower, or Sealand, is alone inhabited. Sealand, said Bates, would make him a fortune. Quite how has never been clear, and the nearer you get to the principality, the more unlikely it all seems. But then, that's their problem. Yours is just getting there. The platform on its massive pillars is 65 feet above the waves. Trespassers are not welcome, and boats have been fired on by the bases in the past.
It's all very well declaring independence, but you have to be prepared to defend independence as every emergent country knows. Roy Bates, the Prince of Sealand, has had to do this in the past and is prepared, if necessary, to do it again. Frankly, one wonders why he's gone through all the trouble. Because
the name of the fort which Roy Bates claimed as his own was Ruff's Tower, one of 7 forts built to defend the Thames estuary during the last war. 2 were demolished after the war, 4 remain derelict, and Ruff's Tower, or Sealand, is alone inhabited. The name of the fort which Roy Bates claimed as his own was Ruff's Tower. Sealand, said Bates, would make him a fortune. Sealand, said Bates, would make him a fortune. Sealand, said Bates, would make him a fortune. Quite how fortune? Quite how fortune? Quite how has never been clear, and the nearer you get to the principality, the more unlikely it all seems. But then, that's their problem. Yours is just getting there.
The platform on its massive pillars is 65 feet above the waves. Trespassers are not welcome, and boats have been fired on by the bases in the past.
it's all very well declaring independence, but you have to be prepared to defend that independence, as every emergent country knows. Roy Bates, the Prince of Sealand, has had to do this in the past and is prepared, if necessary, to do it again. Frankly, one wonders why he's gone through all the trouble. Because without the assistance of the royal winch pulling one up, it would be pretty difficult to just drop in.
The Bates family, yes, Mrs. Bates and son Michael are there too, see nothing odd in living on a lump of concrete and steel in the middle of the North Sea. Daughter Penny, usually there too, was absent having a spell on the mainland.
But then, that's their problem. But then, that's their problem. But then, that's their problem. Until you get the hang of the layout, you wonder where the family can live. But these forts are built to house 200 men. The 2 massive legs are hollow, and there are 7 floors to each leg. Some of the rooms are below the sea.
The independent sovereign state of Sealand, half ship, half fort. The press gave Roy Bates the title Prince of Sealand, and have had an amount of fun at his expense.
Do such jibes annoy him?
Not at all, no. As a matter of fact, I can understand this. But princes, dukes and lords are not very democratic, you know. Originally somebody grabbed something, and from then on, they're a prince, or they're a duke, or they're a lord, or their descendants are. No, they're not elected democratically.
But the decision to grab Ruff's Towers was entirely democratic. Joan and Roy Bates have been married for 21 years, and all decisions are fully discussed.
But then, that's their problem.
Well, is there anything you very much miss?
Yes, I miss a hairdresser. That's the one luxury I do miss.
Mrs. Bates, how is it possible to, keep looking glamorous in conditions like these?
It's no more difficult than anywhere else in the world. But
Well, is there anything you very much miss?
Yes, I miss a hairdresser. That's the one luxury I do miss.
Is it true that you sleep with or
yes, we do.
if the uninvited did land, would you use that pistol? Could I see the pistol? Do you have any recourse in law if another Roy Bates turned up? Do you have any recourse in law few have any recourse, few have any recourse, few have any recourse, few have any recourse in law if another Roy Bates turned up here. Way for a swim, or whatever it was, and simply took over Sealand, and simply took over Sealand, and simply took over Sealand. Do you have any recourse against him?
No state has any recourse except under its own law if there's a coup d'etat or...
If you got into trouble in any way, so somebody else trying to seize Sealand, you wouldn't be able to call upon great...
Apart from sheer cussedness and a lot of guts,
Large word, but then Roy Bates was making the same claims 3 years ago, which just doesn't seem to have happened. What it costs to run Sealand, Roy Bates won't say, but with all supplies coming by tug and helicopter, and thirsty generators to feed, it must be considerable.
The only apparent source of income, Sealand stamps, of some interest to a collector, but mail carrying them can only be posted in Belgium by special arrangement.
Food, a different fish every day in season, and food, a different fish every day in season, and this apart from supplies every day in season, and this apart from supplies brought out fairly regularly by town. They're normally all right, of course, but the family remember the early days. And once or twice, there's porridge for breakfast, porridge for lunch, porridge for dinner, and porridge biscuits.
Porridge for breakfast, porridge for lunch, porridge for dinner, and porridge biscuits. Porridge for breakfast, porridge for lunch, porridge for dinner, and porridge biscuits. Porridge for breakfast, porridge for lunch, porridge for dinner, and porridge biscuits. But then, that's their problem. What does Mrs. Bates miss most? A kitchen sink. Porridge for breakfast, porridge for lunch. What does Mrs. Bates miss most? Porridge for breakfast, porridge for lunch. What does Mrs. Bates miss? Porridge for breakfast.
But that's not all that's missing from Sealand. There is no ship-to-shore wireless and no communication from the mainland. In an emergency, they rely on more primitive means.
do you think as a result, 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 do you think as a result of Sealand you are going to be a very rich man?
I don't think one does anything for the purpose of money just as cold as this. You set out to do something, this is your way of doing it.
So it's the idea of doing it that appeals to you rather than...
Like it's a very difficult question. As a businessman, I should say it's a cash. As a man, I must say it is the idea.
What do you like most? What has given you the greatest pleasure about this whole adventure?
The challenge.
So it's departure time for all those not staying. And you go the way the supplies came, by winch and tug.
Mrs. Lee, yes. The Bates family. Mrs. Son Bates Lee, yes. Bates family. The Bates family. Do. Friends to do. The Bates. Yeah. Stop. Well, they are selling to be bigger. To collect the new ship.
Set up just as covered.
No communication. Remember the early days. Food?
The proposition of
Coming by tug and
international
and a lot of
enterprises.
The only apparent operation of
Games.
what does Mrs. Bates? Porridge for breakfast, rely on more for lunch.
When Roy Bates every day, I see Roy Bates was most Sealand.
Porridge for breakfast, porridge for lunch for dinner, and porridge. Breakfast, porridge for dinner, and porridge biscuits. Porridge for breakfast, porridge for lunch for dinner, porridge biscuits. Breakfast, porridge for lunch, porridge for dinner, and porridge biscuits. Porridge for lunch for dinner, biscuits. Breakfast. So it's departure time for all those not staying, and you go the way the supplies came, by winch and tug. come. Roy Bates' dreams may or may not come true, but if you find it hard to accept that that lump of steel and concrete now lost in the mist is an independent sovereign state, well, try getting back from there without one of these. Up-to-date British passport. Because if you don't believe that that is foreign soil, there are gentlemen on the mainland from Her Majesty's Customs and Excise who are in no doubt at all. Mainland, here we come. Roy Bates' dreams may or may not come true, but if you find it hard to accept that lump of steel and concrete now lost, 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 lump of steel and concrete now lost in the mist is an independent sovereign state, well, try getting back from there without one of these. Up-to-date British fish passport. Because if you don't believe that that is foreign soil, there are gentlemen on the mainland from Her Majesty's Customs and Excise who are in no doubt at all.
Mainland, here we come. 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 Mainland, here we come.
Mainland,